Hey, what's up guys? It's Matt King here with Funnel.works, and in this video we are going to take a quick look at Amazon S3 and how to set up a bucket inside of S3, make it public or not public depending on what you want to use, and how to make those files visible to the people that are going to be seeing them. The time that you would want to use S3, especially if you're using ClickFunnels, is if you're using files that are larger than 3 megabytes, or if you want to use a video file that you can't host on ClickFunnels or anywhere else. If you just don't want to use YouTube, you don't want that link showing up, you don't feel like buying into Vimeo or whatever it is, right? So let's look at Amazon S3. Amazon S3 is really cheap. We're not going to go over the sign up process. It's like every other program in the world. Go to Amazon S3 and sign up for an account, right? So I'm going to go here, go to amazon.com/S3 and sign into the console right up here in the top right. I'll sign in with my credentials, and what you'll see here, if you come down here to storage, is S3. Up here, recently visited services. After you've been here at least once, it'll pop up here. So I'm just going to click on S3. This is storage solutions, guys. So if you want to store files, it doesn't matter if it's an MOV, an MP4, a large PDF, whatever it is, you're basically putting your files here to store them, and you're not going to get in trouble for storing files like you would with like Bluehost. They don't want you storing stuff on their files, and it can be larger than that 3 megabytes. Now, I've had this account for a long time, so I've got a lot of different buckets, so I'm not going to go through the process of creating anything new, but I will show you what to do. When you first come to your account, you are going to have a blank slate. You're not going to have all this random stuff in here. But what you will need to do is create a bucket, and it's got to be, it has to be a unique name. Everybody has their own bucket, and if you just create something like Apple, it's probably taken. I'm not going to try and make it, but it's probably taken because that's a pretty common name, right? So you go with something like the initials of your name, maybe, like me, I got Matthew King, I've got CF, ClickFunnels.training, just different things that I've come up with. You can have a dot in there. Don't make spaces, don't put spaces in here. Somewhere along the line, that's going to mess things up, right? So you're going to put your DNS, it actually says DNS compliant bucket name. I'm not actually sure what DNS compliant means, but don't put spaces in there. You can use dashes, you can use a period, but don't get all fancy and put special characters in here and big letters and all kinds of nutsoid stuff. Just keep it simple. Matthew King, Matthew-King, right? If look at these that I've got. Where to go? Down here we got King Matt J, PHS HVAC, PHS Karen. These are real simple, different things that I've done in the past. Most of this crap I need to get rid of, to be honest. But so you're gonna do that. Let's just say we go. Let's just use that because it's there. Probably is taken, so we're gonna go with ABC. Don't worry about your region too much. If try and make it something local to you. There's very seldom are you going to find an issue where you have to select one. So I just choose one that's kind of near me. And don't worry about this selecting settings from a different bucket. Chances are you don't have any buckets. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to say next. It's going to ask for properties. Don't get too involved in this, okay? It really doesn't matter. So I'm going to go to the next one. I'm going to set permissions, okay? My account, I'm the owner. Now, if you want these buckets to be public read access, if you want other people to be able to see the stuff that you're putting in there, like the PDFs, if you want it to not error out, you need to come in here and select you need to set the properties and the permissions appropriately. What we're going to do is come down here and manage the public permissions. It says do not grant public read access. Or grant public read access. The easiest way to do this is just to grant public read access to the whole bucket. Nobody's going to find this randomly and start looking at all your stuff. Now, if you do want, the way that you could do this, you can make the bucket not read access so nobody can read this stuff. And then when somebody gets a hold of the file, then what's going to happen is you're going to set that file to be read only. That way they only get access to the one file that you give them access to. So I'm going to leave this as not public access, and manage system. Do not grant Amazon S3 delivery group write access. You can do whatever you want with that. It's really not going to make a difference at the end of the day. So let's go to next. Over here, bucket name conversion mastery is basically telling me what I just set. And then I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to review. I'm reviewing it. I'm saying, okay, this is what I want. And then I'm going to create the bucket. I'm not going to create this because I really don't need it. But let's look at one of my other programs, or one of my other things here. I don't know what this one is, but it's pilot flashcards, testimonial. Let's do this one. This is a really old one. It's not public, so the files that are inside of here aren't going to matter. I'm going to click on it. And you'll see that I've got some PDFs in here. I've got some audio. I've got some marketing videos. Most people are going to use this for videos, so you're going to want to put an MP4. You can create, let me go back here. Once you have a bucket, you can create folders, okay? So create a folder. Be organized. There's nothing wrong with being organized. And then what you're going to do is simply go into like a video. I've got different videos that I was using at the time. And what I'm going to do is just show you what you're going to want to do with these. Once you upload this, remember this bucket is not public, but the files I'm going to make public. I'm going to go through the process of putting up a very random file. I'm not actually going to go through and upload it because I really don't need it. But so let's say I'm uploading this. It's an MP4 file. MP4s are a lot easier to work with than MOV files. So we're going to use that. We're going to click next. And then we're going to come down here. We're going to say manage public permissions. Guess what we're going to do here? Grant public read access, all right, to this one object. If you don't do this, your video is going to error out when somebody tries to watch it, especially if you're on ClickFunnels. They try to download it. They try to watch it. It's not going to work. And if you link out to some documentation in a membership program or something, you're like, hey, download this PDF so you can follow along with our webinar. You'll want to make sure that that has public read access where they will not be able to download it and they'll get mad at you, okay? Don't worry about all this other stuff. Read, write. I would take write with you. This is you. Your user ID should always have read access and write access. The object permissions, I don't think this one matters as much, but just make sure that you have public read access set for that particular product, okay? Once you've done that, click next, review everything. Don't worry about this stuff up here. If you want to get involved in some master keys and encryption for your files, I'm going to have to leave that on you to figure that out. If you want to get into metadata, you can add some values to these. It's really not going to make a big difference. Chances are if it's on here, you don't want people finding it. So the metadata is not going to make a big deal. So don't worry about this stuff that's in here, okay? Once you've done that, click next, review everything. You've got basically you're granting permission to yourself to watch this and to public access. Those are the ones that you want to read this. And you can review that. There's really not that big of a deal. But once you've done that and you made sure everything's set, basically the big thing is the public read access for the file. Once you've done that, click upload. Okay. Now, I'm not going to upload that, but I'm going to show you one of these other files. Once it's done uploading, you'll find it here in your stuff. And then you can click on the file. This is just a random file. But once you click on it, if you forgot to make it public, apparently they added a button that says make public, so you can easily just go in and make it public. But what you're interested in is probably going to be this right here. That link is what you're going to want to put into ClickFunnels. Okay, that's what, if you're not using ClickFunnels, if you're using WordPress and you just want to link out to a video or some other video skin, something else that's playing your HTML5 based videos, then that's the link that you need. Come in here, hit Command-C, Control-C if you're on a PC, and paste that with a Control-V or a Command-V, and put that where you want it to play inside of ClickFunnels. Okay? That's how Amazon S3 works. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. If you're all watching this on YouTube, of course, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in another video. Okay? Take care.